Welcome everyone! It's Game of the Year time because we're closing out 2015 and looking back at the very best gaming experiences we have seen across the Gamereactor network this year. So we're counting down, we are climbing the ladder towards the top, towards our combined GRTV Game of the Year. And in these videos we're calling in via Skype editors from across the network to help us figure out what gaming experiences stood out this year and why they are to be found on our list. And we have reached the 4th place to a game that has been critically hailed as one of the best games on its platform. We're talking about the recently released Xenoblade Chronicles X. And to help us dissect and find out why it's to find on the 4th place of our list, we have from Gamereactor Germany, Martin Eiser. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So Martin, you have played the game extensively, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Philip and I haven't, to say it mildly. So I have dipped my toes, and that's probably going to be the main point here. Dipping your toes in Xenoblade Chronicles means absolutely nothing because the game is huge, right?
Really, it's huge, and the world is huge, and what the possibility are huge in this game, and that's what's so. At least for me, was very surprising. So I knew was familiar with the first game, but still was when I was starting the game, I just was overwhelmed, but in a good way. What made it especially for me at the beginning so special was just coming to this planet. The story behind Xenoblade Chronicles X is that there was aliens fighting close to Earth, and Earth was in danger, and so the humankind decided to send spaceships into the space and to flee from Earth. And just after fleeing, Earth is being destroyed, and a lot of the other arcs are being destroyed, but one survives. But even that arc is being attacked and then landing on Myra, the planet the story is taking place. And when I'm just one of the guys, and I wake up from a deep sleep, and then I see the world for the first time on Myra, and this planet is just so completely different to everything I saw before. In my review, I described it a bit too, that of course we have seen future planet stuff and alien stuff, but most of the stuff is looking a bit of the same. But then you got stuff which is really completely unique. For example, Star Wars, it's in the cinemas now. And this is also a universe which is completely unique to everything you have seen before. And the same is it with Xenoblade Chronicles. And when I see this planet for the first time, I was just, wow, this is just great.
Yeah, and also, like, one of the things that I think is one of the main positive things in the review is that when you fall in love with the world and the aesthetic and the characters and stuff, there are so much to do with them. I mean, the systems we often talk about here on Gamereactor is that if you have to make a proper RPG, the systems have to be like deep, like really deep. You have to sink like a lot of time in. And now in your review as well, you describe like just the shops. Just investing time in the shops, like there's an economy behind the shops, and you can you could spend hours and hours and hours on investing and getting return on your investments in various shops, and I find that completely fascinating. Maybe you can touch a bit upon the various systems there are in the game that makes it a deep RPG experience.
Yeah. When we talk about the combat, then you it's you fix on an opponent like a monster, but you not move. You come into a kind of action time thing, but the whole area is still the area where we fight. So it's not like in some turn-based or other RPGs where you have a certain area where you fight. The whole world is still the area where you can fight, and if you're trying to flee, enemies will follow you, and then you got like it was in the first game already. You're fighting automatically with a distance weapon or with a what is it?
Hand
melee,
combat.
with a melee weapon.
Yeah.
And you're doing it automatically all the time, and it depends on the weapon how fast you repeat your attack. And then you got special attacks that you can choose from a bar at the you can see in the below the screen, and there you got. I think it was 5. Sorry, I think it was 5 things you can choose from, and you get more attacks. The higher your level is, and you can unlock them. And these special attacks can be different. Some giving making you stronger. Some are like real attacks. Some are making the enemy weaker, and all those special attacks are from a certain group. And when one of your partners in your group are attacking with some of the special attack of a certain group, then you get an alert, and you can choose, if you are fast, you can choose the same group with your attack you maybe have in your bar, and then the attack is making stronger.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
So that's for something. So when I fight an enemy, I just look up on the actual fight just for a short time to check where I'm standing, because it's also important if I'm attacked from the side or from behind from back of the enemy. And but mostly I just look down when the special attacks, because it's they need some time to recharge. When some of the attacks is ready again, so I can fight with it again. So that's for one example for how you fight in this game.
Yeah.
And from the other mechanics, you was talking about the shops. That of course you have different kind of classes. There are a lot of many classes in the game. There's 16. Then you have different kind of weapons you can choose from, and so there are different companies in your city that you can support, so you can get different kind of weapons and different kind of gear.
There's also like a huge crafting system as well, right?
Yes. But this is the crafting system is you got this in a lot of RPGs, so it's it's nothing which is typical. What else is that when they was landing on this planet, or when they was coming to this planet, they had this pre-built city called New LA. And in the city, to rebuild and to rebuild everything and to have a new fresh start for the mankind, they have different kind of decide to have different kind of groups with different kind of tasks. So there is a group who is just exploring the planet. There's a group who is fighting against enemies who are trying to who are dangerous for humans, because this is also nice in the game, that there's always these, oh, we try to live here together with the other
like races,
animals and races on the planet, and so they always say just fight against the enemies who are which are a problem. Of course, sometimes to get more experience point, maybe you need to fight also
right,
against other enemies.
Okay, yeah.
But for the story, they say you that, and so there are different kind of groups you can choose which you want to join, and then you get bonuses for certain things which fits maybe to your play style. Of course, you can do all kind of missions, but for those missions, maybe it's you get some kind of bonuses. And of course, there's also a group who is who's for solving problems within this city. So this often are just missions like going there, talking with this person, and then going to another person, and so typical problems which happens if there is some if there's a larger group of people.
So like now you're describing like a lot of these very intricate like RPG systems, which of course is what makes a great RPG, is how you can like sort of lose yourself in the experience. But do you think, like, I'm guessing that we're finding this at the top, almost like at the top 6 of the games of the year, because these systems work so well together. Wouldn't you agree? Like that you don't. It's not too much, right? Because when Philip and I are hearing this, it seems like there's almost too much.
It seems
stuff.
an overwhelming amount of stuff, but again, if it's done well, which
because it's very big, and you can, I mean, to really see everything and stuff. I think it's something like 100 hours. So maybe it needs a while to really stick to all the gameplay elements. But because of this world, what I described at the beginning, you're thinking into at least it was for me, thinking into this game from the beginning. I mean, I got some flaws with some of that sometimes you're not really sure what to do.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because there is a lot of stuff, and I guess it's not a game for it's you need to like those kind of games, and it's not just for just
it's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, and not just to let's play for an hour and then play the next week another hour. So it's really a game to think into.
Yeah, you got to really immerse yourself.
Yeah, that's the RPG thing, right? That you need to dedicate yourself fully to the experience in order to you take what you put into it. That's what you get back, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I played The Witcher 3 as well, and when I really liked the game. My problem for The Witcher for a long time, and I needed many hours before I realized it, was also that it was very big and you could do a lot of things.
Yeah, that's the thing with The Witcher as well.
And I needed a while to figure out that, hey, it's okay if I'm slow, and it's okay if I just take my time and enjoy the view and enjoy the conversations I can have, and not to just I need to go there and do that, and the map is still full of missions.
I need to level up because I want to go there.
Yeah, that's the thing about these RPGs thing. But I think that's where Xenoblade Chronicles X really shines, because it is the aesthetic of the world. The world is so beautifully realized that it constantly like draws your attention to, look how beautiful this view is. Look how beautiful New LA is. Look how cool these characters look. Right? It is a visual appeal.
Yeah, and especially if this is a Wii U and it's still looking. I was like, wow, this is what this console can do actually, and this was also great. Of course, they used some tricks that maybe it's not that. Of course, it's not that the same level than The Witcher.
Oh, right, example.
Yeah. No.
Of course, but it doesn't feel like that, because you have a lot of places where you can look in the distance. You have a lot of details. Like, for me, remembers a lot of the Nintendo games, like Zelda, where you also got a lot of put efforts in the details, and really great, and
it's also a great showcase for the Wii U as a console, right? Because especially with the lack of the Legend of Zelda for Wii U this year, it needs, like, when the thing about Wii U owners is that while they do get a lot of quality content, they don't get that much of it because it's only Nintendo, and this is Monolith Soft, of course, but it's only the stuff that they publish themselves that almost comes out on the console. So for them to get something as meaty as this, because, last year we got Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 2 is great, but Bayonetta 2 is over in 10 hours, and then you wait for the next thing, right? So it's great for something like Xenoblade Chronicles X to come out and have 100 hours of content and good quality content.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm really glad that Nintendo decided that they need a developer for RPGs themselves, and that they got Monolith Soft doing this, and they did a great job with Xenoblade before, and this is another example. Japanese RPGs are they got some problems. You got stuff like Dragon Quest, which feels often very very similar, and Tales got nice approaches, but also often feels very
dated, as
old,
I think as well.
Old. And Tales often got a real cool fighting system, and the fighting is really cool in this game. But still, all the other stuff feels kind of I've seen that, and Xenoblade Chronicles X feels really really fresh, and I think it's also a really good example that what the Japanese RPGs are not something like that. They just needed to change.
But it is. I mean, it seems also as well that Xenoblade Chronicles X is approachable to a Western audience in a pretty unique way, because it doesn't alienate either its Japanese roots, because it's of course from a Japanese company, Japanese publisher, but it doesn't alienate Western audiences as much. And I think that's that Xenoblade Chronicles X, and maybe the Xenoblade series as a whole, is sort of signaling this landslide where Japanese RPGs can sort of exist in between the two cultures that it's trying to sort of appeal to. That there can be games like Xenoblade Chronicles X that can do both, if that makes any sense. And I don't know many other games. Maybe Ni no Kuni on the PlayStation 3, but I don't know many other games that exist in that void in between the JRPG and just the RPG.
I mean, Ni no Kuni is very very Japanese, but it's exactly that kind of Japanese RPG that Western gamers want.
The Studio Ghibli thing as well.
So but Xenoblade Chronicles is and that's what I mean with the style. It feels just so unique from the animals, the monsters you see there. I just look. I mean, some of them I got no idea where they draw the ideas from. I mean, of course there is stuff where you say, okay, it's just looking maybe a bit like a dinosaur or something like that. But there are other things where I just think, wow, it's what a cool idea, and every you get different continents and areas, and they all have a different kind of climate.
I heard. I read that.
And then, so when you of course, this is because they are very different. You say, okay, you got your jungle and you got your desert, and you could argue that this is not very clever, but like for example, The Witcher was cool because it feels real. The world feels real.
Yeah.
And Mirror maybe feels not that authentic because you say, okay, why can't exist those areas so close to each other?
Yeah.
But when you are in this world, you don't really think about that.
No, it's also like a bit more like outlandish, a bit more like sci-fi. So you forgive the lack of like logic or maybe. But I think that's what we had time for here. We did a promise to keep the videos below 20 minutes, but here we are. Xenoblade Chronicles X, it takes the 4th place on our GRTV Game of the Year. So be sure to look out for more Game of the Year videos right here on Gamereactor, and navigate to your local Gamereactor site of choice, where there is a bunch of text-based Game of the Year coverage as well. So be sure to see you out there. Thank you so much for stopping by, Martin.
Thank you.
We'll all go back to work now. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.